Hello everyone, this is Logan with Decode Your Reality, and this one is on the aspects of the word glue versus the occult. And lately I've been decoding the English language, the language that we use if you speak English, and the correlations to the planet Saturn, which I have right here in the dead center. Even though this is about glue and the occult aspects to that word, Saturn is going to play a big role in that, and obviously you see all these lines. I tried to connect the dots with all these words, and we're going to make sense of this here. Before I start, I wanted to say that this is just my opinion. These are just my discoveries. I'm still learning as I go along. This has so much depth to it. It's mind-blowing. If you do not have any background in decoding reality, in numerology, understanding the individualistic personalities of the numbers, this probably is not for you. If you don't understand the septenary system, this is probably not for you. And if you don't understand, the numbers 11 and 8, this is probably not going to be for you either as well. I'm going to try to explain those and how they tie all in. Zachary Hubbard, who has done a tremendous job in his work on breaking down the news and sports and all that kind of stuff, he keeps coming up with the number 11 and 47 and 74 and 29 and where all these numbers go. And I'd like to kind of present my discoveries here, and that's what I'm going to present to you guys today. And this word glue here has some major significance to our reality. And I'd like to think, if we go to actually the word glue and the definition of it by Merriam-Webster, number 2 really kind of sums it up for what we're looking for, and that's something that binds together. And I really think that plays its role in today's society. I believe everything we say is a magic spell. That's why they say, how do you spell your name? There's a ton of black magic primarily going on in today's world. You do have the light workers out there that do perform the white magic, but there's definitely a magnification of black magic going on, and a lot of it's done on an unconscious level. People not even knowing that they're being indoctrinated into things that are not really of the light or the positive side of what we need to be experiencing here in the world. It's making a shift, but understanding this information is probably the most primary thing to do right now to really make a bigger shift in today's world. And understanding the language that you use, in my opinion, is massive. We use it all the time. It's used on us. Like I said, it indoctrinates us through movies, music, the spoken word, the written word. It's absolutely crazy. Even in glyphs and symbols, which is what we're going to be using here somewhat, those have great significance on our reality. So let's jump right into it. The word glue itself, it's fascinating. I don't even know how I even found this. I was just kind of putting two together, and bam, it popped out. But lo and behold, it equals the number 20. And this has major significance in the occult world. The tie-in is a twofold process. Number 1, if you break down the word glue, and I think you have to really, when you decode reality, you need to break down these letters in individualistic fashion. And as you can see here, it equals the 9 and the 11. How many times do we see that number? What do we press for emergencies on the telephone? Who chose that number? Why did they choose it? Why do all these things happen on a date that has correlations to the number 9 and 11? Is this glue word paying tribute to that? And I'd like to think so. Remember, the definition of glue is something that binds together. What are they just binding together here? What are they binding together here? Well, let's find out. Now, the word magic is a 2-syllable word. That's the other big thing that we must do when we decode. We have to break these words down into syllables, and that gives us an even deeper meaning to these words. The word magic starts off with ma and ends with jik, and the 2 first letters, M and A, lo and behold, they equal the number 11. And I believe the number 11 is a number of magic. I think it really plays tribute to black magic primarily, because that's what's being really orchestrated on our reality in today's society. But the word magic's a 2-syllable word, starts off with the number 11, ends with the number 18, which is kind of unbelievable. And that right there is the 11 going to the 1 plus 8, which is the 9. There's the tie-in to the 9/11. Magic is a number 20, just like the word glue. Now, we could definitely look at magic if we taken the K off there, which, Aleister Crowley was the one supposedly that added the K onto the C. But even the word magic equals 17, which is still an 8, which still corresponds to the planet Saturn and the number 26. So there definitely is some links there going on. The number 11, as I mentioned to you, I believe has great significance when it comes to magic. If we break down 1 and 1, we can see up here in the top left corner, 1 is a number 8, a double 1 is an 88. That's in the realm of all the numbers that link to Saturn, 8 all the way through 98. I could go on triple digits, quadruple digits that relate to the number 26 and the number 8, but I think you see my point here. The number 16 is what 1 and 1 equals. And if we go down to what the Roman numerals of 9/11 is, that equals a number 16, which is tied in to the 9/11. Pretty fascinating right there. The 1-6 going down here, when we break it down, that equals a 22. When we follow that down, interestingly, the number 22 is related to the Roman numerals or the Hebrew letters of IHVH, which is Yahweh, which could be Jehovah, YHVH. If you actually break those down in the Greek or the Hebrew cipher, which is where it originally came from, you get the number 26 right there. Kind of fascinating when you really break it down. The word black magic has an equal value of 28. It's the 11 invoking on the 17. I told you magic without the K on it is a 17, which is an 8. I believe that really the 26, if we subtract the 8, we get the 17. There's a direct tie-in right there. If we add an 8, we get the 35. So the 28 is equal to black magic. The 28 is equal to 911 when we spell the words out. Kind of fascinating there. And if we break those words down on an individualistic basis, 9 equals the 12, 1 plus 2 is 3, 1 is an 8. We add those together, 9, 1, we get the 11, and that 11 goes into the last remaining 1, coming off the lips and the spoken word of the 1 and the 8. So we have the 11 going into the 8. That equals the 22. There's some great significance right there as well. Focusing on the Saturn here, let's get some patterns invoked here. The number 26 is associated with the word hologram. It's associated with the word 20, as in 20, as in the word glue. Okay? The word 20, as in 20, also equals a number 26. The word abracadabra, what they say after they pull the rabbit out of the hat, equals a 26. Lord God equals a 26. The word create, as in God create, equals the number 26. Pretty amazing tie-ins right there. Going back to the 22. 22, the word trance equals 22. The word 2 and 2 equals 26, which ties into the hologram, which ties into the Saturn aspect. Going back to the 22, trance equals 22. Asleep equals 22. Kind of fascinating right there. Are we in a trance when it comes to the number 22? We can break it down here. Abracadabra, which is what Aleister Crowley changed abracadabra to by just changing one letter. That's the C to the H, the 3 to the 6. And interestingly here, the word had is short for had it. And this right here is a major component to the Aleister Crowley riddles and his whole platform and whatnot. And that really tells us a lot. Had is short for had it. It says it in his books quite a bit. But if you look at how this word is broken down, abra, which is 2 syllables, had, which is 1, and abra again, Okay, we have the had in the middle. Is this the glue, the 11? Is this the magic invoking itself using this word abracadabra? Is this the reason why he changed that? And interestingly, abra is a 9, had is an 11, and abra is a 9. So 9 to the 11 to the 9. And this word equals the 29. Quite fascinating. Also the word illusion equals to the number 29. And illusion is a 3-syllable word. And look at what's right in smack dab in the middle. Elu, it's the 26. It's the invoking of Saturn right there. Interestingly, the word hypnotic equals the 29. And if we break down the words 29, we get the 38, which gives us, again, the number 11, which is absolutely fascinating. Now, I'm going to leave you off on this video with this piece right here. I found this when I was trying to really decipher or decode the number 11, and I thought of looking at this as a glyph or a symbol, and I thought, I wonder if this really could be electricity. And I typed in alternating current, and bam, I got the 74. That reduces down to an 11. Could this be the energy going in, the energy going out? That's quite a possibility. And interestingly, AC/DC, which formed in 1973, the month of November. November has a numerology aspect of 26, and then if you type in 11, which is for the month of November, and the year 1973, we get the number 22. And quite interestingly, if we go in here and we type in AC/DC, we end up with not only just the 11, but we have the 4 and the 7. Quite fascinating. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I welcome all your comments. Keep in mind, this is just my opinion, just my expressions and my discoveries. My name's Logan. This is Decode Your Reality. Thanks for watching.